Hey guys, welcome back to Salem the Crafting MMO, that's right, and in this episode we're gonna be looking at your skills and proficiencies. Pressing Ctrl-T is gonna bring up this, and you can see we've got our proficiencies over here, and there's a lot of them, and your skills over here, and available ones to learn. Now we did go through some of this in the basics getting started tutorial, but well, some of you might be feeling a little lost as to where to go from there. But before we do continue, I want to make you aware of something, because a lot of people do complain about getting a disease and dying in the game. Well, I want to warn you about these guys. You see these naked guys over here, this guy over here, and this guy over here? You see these guys? These are what they call plague alts, as in like plague as in the disease plague, like the Black Death sort of thing. Well, these guys, they're just sort of characters which well, generally they could be diseased, not always, but they're probably the ones that cause all these skeletons over here from appearing. But basically, if you get a disease and you don't cure it, you die. You lose the character, yes. So these plague alts, quite often people do leave them around town. This is the main town here, and you might see them, there's another one over there, coughing, there's another one over here, coughing or having some sort of symptoms, and the ones that cough, if you go near them, well, then you get the disease and then you'll eventually die as well. So you got to be careful about keeping a distance from these guys. Anyway, the best sort of way to raise your skills and proficiencies. So first thing, before you leave the town, you'll see this sort of area right here. Now you can see here, there's a sign here, but because we're lacking the skill reading or literacy, right? We don't have literacy, which means we can't read these signs. You need literacy to read and write signs. Isn't that cool? Anyway, this is sort of a berry orchard where we can pick some berries. So before we go out and start studying a whole bunch of things, we want to stock up on food. So you can grab some blackberries from over there, and you can also grab some, let's see, which one hasn't already been harvested. You sort of have to click through there. There we go. That one's still got some available. And over here we've got some cranberries, if I'm not mistaken. Let's grab some of these. There we go, cranberries. So we got some blackberries, we got some cranberries, and we got some hickory nuts from our tutorial area as well. So the best place I found to really start leveling things up is just sort of north of Providence. So you can see here there's this sort of swampy-ish looking forest here. As long as we're staying in the Providence area, we're going to be pretty much okay. But going into this area, you're going to find a lot more skeletons, but you'll find enough stuff to sort of get you started on leveling some things up. So whenever you pick stuff up, you can just go ahead and study it, but which ones should you go for? There's actually a lot to go for right here. So I'm gonna go through a few of these, which are gonna be sort of indicative of what we're going for in this tutorial, and also basically useful ones to go for. Because for example, patchwork and rags, you could get this pretty early, but unless you're going to be specializing in making clothes and stuff, well, that's not going to be so useful, is it? So I got a list here, which basically will help us along in this tutorial in the further episodes, and also get you started into certain things. So some specific targets. First of all, let's see. We should probably get literacy. It does take 700 faith and wisdom, which we could increase with a tumbleweed. So we could go ahead and get that right now. I'm not going to be super efficient with these things, because obviously using a tumbleweed just to increase a couple things is sort of wasteful, but I'm just sort of demonstrating. So I'm going to study a tumbleweed. And I got to increase my faith and wisdom. So remember, here's a proficiency trick. If you max out these bars, all the bars which are green will increase by at least 100, but the one you select will go up by 200. So having a look at this, we need to try and figure out which one of these we want to increase by 200. So let's have a look at the other skills that we're going to be going for in this mission. So besides literacy, which only needs 700 faith and wisdom, so we only need to raise that by 100, we also should be going for Indian tracking, which I'm not sure if is available quite yet. That's going to require some other things. So we're gonna need some swimming, which I don't think is here yet either. We're gonna need some simple cooking for food recipes, which we do have there. That's gonna need sugar and spice, which we can't increase right now. And we should work towards things like bug hunting, let's see, bug hunting, which will lead to small game hunting and back alley pugilism, which is all the sort of combat things. But in general, just generally speaking, we should get pretty much everything that requires less than 1,000. So you can sort of go through this, and as long as none of these requirements are 1,000, you should probably go for it. So as we learn a few things, we're going to start unlocking other things. So for example, we can't see swimming, but we'll get that sort of stuff as we go along. So let's see. We could go for exploration maybe? Let's see. Exploration increases your chances of discovering items of interest in the new world and allows you to ascend steeper slopes than before. So that's always a very good one to get. So let's see, that requires flora and fauna and natural philosophy, which we could probably get from... We can actually get that from smooth stone. So let's see. Is there anything else we want to be going for here? Nothing on the get-go. So let's go ahead and get literacy. I'm gonna study this, increase my faith and wisdom here by 200. There we go. And we just need more faith and wisdom, which I don't think I have anything besides tumbleweeds that give that. So let's see, what else? Hiking is always a good one to get, but let's see. I want to get the ones I listed out earlier. So let's just go ahead and study this tumbleweed. I'm too low on black bile. That's why we stocked up on food here. So let's go ahead and eat a blackberry. And let that go up. And then we can study the tumbleweed. And we'll get literacy. There we go. So now actually if we go back to those signs, we'll be able to read them. But let's see what else we're looking for here. We wanted to get... let's see. Exploration, which is a good one. Which I need another smooth stone. Which... Ooh, there's a smooth stone right there. So you can see these on the map. You sort of gotta recognize the symbols we're looking for here. So smooth stones look like that. It's just sort of a little bit smoother than these rough stones, which are flint. So let's go ahead and grab the smooth stone. And while we're walking over, we should eat more berries. There's our smooth stone right there on the ground. Let's pick that up. And with that, we can study one smooth stone. And we probably have to eat another blackberry there. And we're going for exploration, so we're going to need to study a second smooth stone. There we go. And we'll get exploration. Foraging also is a nice one. First insights into wild plant life of the new world. But we'll get exploration first because it allows us to discover more items of interest. So let's buy that. There we go. And next, let's see, what else can we get? Self-defense is something we should be going for, but cloak and dagger is one of those things which is actually slightly harder to come by because it's cloak and dagger and sparks and embers. So let's see. We can actually start crafting things. Now, is there anything here? I got some maple leaves, so I know that we could craft. Let's see. Let's go to inspirationals into crafting in the lower left corner. We could try craft this captivating flame. So we need a maple leaf, any tinder, so we got some autumn grass there. And let's see, we also need 2 branches. So let's go ahead and grab 2 branches. There's 1, there's 2. So let's hide that. And again, I also picked up this fern, just random things that can be tinder. So craft, inspirationals, captivating flame. So you can see it's going to use 2 normal branches, this tinder and a maple leaf. And a second maple leaf, I think. But never mind, let's just craft this. Oh, you need to be using a fire to do that. Okay, right. So we're not going to be doing captivating flame, but I know there's something else we can craft here. Inspirationals, under masks, we can get a maple mustache mask. Let's see, so it's looking for 2 autumn grass, 2 maple leaves, and a branch. So I'm going to look around, and if I see some grass, I'll pick that up. I think I saw some by the barn earlier. So crafting these items are a great way to sort of get more items to raise your... to study and for things like that, which is always useful. So let's see, the next thing we want to go for... let's see, where is it? Collector, essential mineralogy, all these sort of basic things you definitely want to get eventually. But yes, simple cooking. Can we get that? Sugar and spice? I don't think we have anything that gives sugar and spice. Ooh, there's some grass right here. Let's go ahead and pick up this grass. There we go. So now we can go to craft, inspirationals, masks, maple mustache mask, and there we go. We can go ahead and craft that. There we go. And we've created 3 maple mustache masks, which we can study. As you can see, that gives us some thread and needle, sparks and embers a little bit, which it's not a lot. We probably have to craft other things. But the nice thing about this mask is we can go ahead and put it on our face. There's our face slot right there. There we go. You can actually wear these masks, which is nice. So we look like this. Now, some people call this sort of the noob mask because it's sort of the first thing you can make that you can wear, but we're noobs with this character, so I'm gonna go ahead and wear that. So, basically, go ahead and basically just walk around. I took about an hour to do this. It might take you 2 hours if you're taking your time to just get everything you can see that's less than 1,000 requirement for your proficiencies. And of course, in the process, you're going to be raising these proficiencies as well. So remember, we're going for literacy so it restores our inspiration faster and so that we can read signs, which we're going to go ahead and do now. We want to get Indian tracking, which allows us to find and collect arrowheads and feathers, which we can sell for money in stores. And then we want to get swimming, so that you can see on the map here, we got this light blue water and dark blue water. Well, you can walk across the light blue water quite readily, but the dark blue water you got to swim across. So getting swimming will sort of help you get through the world if you happen to get stuck in a certain area. Then you want to get simple cooking for food recipes, which is going to be very important for raising your humors and gluttony and stuff like that. And you should work towards, here we go, bug hunting. And from bug hunting, it'll unlock small game hunting, which you'll want to get that, so we can start hunting. And back alley pugilism, which will give us more combat moves, which will be definitely useful for hunting all sorts of things. So, and just to demonstrate, we got literacy just now. If I right-click this sign, it says now, His Majesty's Cranberry Garden. So it's very nice being able to read these signs because the shops in the town themselves have a lot of signs as well. So let's go ahead and read this sign as well. His Majesty's Blackberry Garden. So this is a nice sort of food source to sort of get things going. You can see here, we'll eat a cranberry while we're sort of studying these things. So we do have some other things to study here. One thing that you can get, if you might have noticed in my getting started video, I started picking some branches. And, let me just, we started picking some branches. And if you see here, if I pick branch, there's a small chance, no guarantee that it's gonna happen here. But you can see here, I pick a whole bunch of branches, but when you're collecting items like this, there is a small chance, there we go, we got a broken bough there. And you can see I'm just sort of picking branches and dropping them on the ground. Control clicking or control left clicking will sort of drop these on the ground. And there's a small chance you get this special inspiration. There we go, we've got 3 of them. So let's see. I've got 3 of them, and as you can see, these broken boughs raise a lot of things by a little bit, and that's not very useful except this collector one. You can see here, we can get maybe, if I study this, let's go ahead and study these things. I'm gonna study one, I'm gonna study second one, and let's go ahead and eat something because we're gonna need our black bile. And I'm gonna study a third one and see what we're short on. Oh, too low on black bile, just give it some time. And just a bit more, and come on. It's raising up here. Okay, there we go. Study the third broken bough, sorry. And there we go. We're almost there. We're slightly short on a few things. Let's just have a check. We've got enough arts and craft. We've got enough flora and fauna. We got enough of that. Is our mines and mountains enough? It requires 500. We're short by 200 there. And stocks and cultivars, it needs 500. We're a bit short there as well. Now, what can we study that will boost those things? We could study that, but that's sort of not really worth it. We need stocks and cultivars, which needs a little bit of a boost. And we need some mines and mountains, which I know a smooth stone will give me. So let's head out into the wilderness here and look for some inspirationals to study. It shouldn't take too long to find things. There we go, there's a smooth stone on the map already. So I'm not sure if the smooth stone will be enough. I think it might be. Ooh, there's a nice little flower there as well, which we're gonna get right after this. I just have to find, there we go. I think this is the smooth stone. Let's pick that up. And this definitely gives mines and mountains. Does it give stocks and cultivars? It does not. But let's go ahead and study that anyway. And eat a blackberry while we're at it. Now, this flower up here, In each biome you will find sort of a unique flower. Let's see if we can get it. It's among the rocks there. I'm not sure if we can get it. We might be able to squeeze through. But I'm pretty sure flowers will give stocks and cultivars. So let's go ahead and pick that. There we go. We've got a sunny sunflower, and that gives a lot of things. So it's kind of a waste to sort of use this just on boosting the stocks and cultivars a little bit. But collector is something that's very, very useful. So you could hang on to this, but finding another one. Let's see. There is a tumbleweed over there. So basically we've got 2 high-level items that will get us what we need, but it's kind of a waste. So we'll compare the tumbleweed once I grab another one over here. I'm going to compare the tumbleweed to the sunny sunflower. This is giving like 800, 700, 1,000, 2,000, 2,003, and 500, and requires 5,800 inspiration points. You can see this is starting to drop as well. And a tumbleweed gives 500, 1,004, 1,007, 1,003, 800, and requires also 5,900 inspiration required. So I would say these are about similar values here, but let's see, the sunny sunflower, it gives faith and wisdom, herbs and sprouts, stuff like that. Tumbleweeds I kind of like to hang on to because cloak and dagger is harder to come across. So I'm going to study the sunny sunflower. I know it's a bit of a waste, but never mind. And I'm going to get collector. And what does collector do? It increases the additional weight we can carry by 5 kilograms. And you can see down here, right now just these few things we're carrying is already pretty much half of our inventory. And that's not counting some heavier things. Branches and broken boughs weigh a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and buy collector. And you can see that it increases our maximum weight before we start slowing down to 15 kilos. So that's very, very good. So basically that's all you have to do for this phase of the game. Just sort of wander around, find food, find inspirationals. If you can, craft a few things. If you need a few boosts, you can always have a look at these maple masks. And also other inspirationals. If we go to craft inspirationals, you can see collections and potpourri. There's a lot. Twigs and berries, a taste of autumn, just a taste of the new world. Just as a reference, I'm going to click on one of these leafy leftovers. And this one's quite easy to get. Myrtle oak leaves, oak duff, and maple leaves. You just sort of have to go around, right click on a few trees. Some of them, there's nuts on that one. Some of them give the oak duff. You got to find an oak tree. These red trees tend to give maple leaves, if they happen to have any. There we go, pick leaves. We can't always get those. They're readily available. So that's basically what you have to do at this point in the game. Just go around, study things, and basically get as many of these under 1,000. Like here, acute tree harvesting requires flora and fauna 1,175. Don't bother with that just yet. But something like bark gathering, everything under 1,000, go ahead and get that. But I did mention some earlier important ones that you should go for, like simple cooking, which is very important for the next step, and bug hunting, which is very important for the next step. Anyway, that pretty much covers what you should be doing for your proficiencies and skills at the start of the game. An hour should do it. Just spend an hour in the game and go ahead and collect as much as you can, and then things should be fine. Alright, so remember, if you want to check out the game, go ahead and click the referral link in the description down below. That referral link, if you use that and sign up for the game, it helps support this, my channel, and it just encourages me to make more Salem content, and it doesn't change anything for you. Just click the link, you can check out the game, it supports me, and everything's fine for you. Alright, so that's it for now. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.